Joined by Brian Robinson from the Commanders. He's brought to you by Main Street Bank. I love Austin Ekeler, what he brings to this team, the compliment he brings to your tough physical running style. Problem with Austin Ekeler for you personally, Brian, is he really caps your receiving output, man. I know you can catch the ball out of the backfield. I know you have that skill set. Do you ever go up to Cliff and be like, hey, man, throw me an extra ball or two instead of like going to Ekeler all the time? But you're a team guy. You're not going to do that. That's just me being selfish.
Yeah, like you said, like I feel like I'm just as skillful, with catching the ball and receiving as I am running out of the backfield. So, I'm always going to be for, receiving or catching the ball or catching more balls, but also knowing, that Austin, who he is. He's one of the most skillful receiving running backs to ever play. So, just respect to him and to respect to his game and knowing what he brings to our team, in our backfield as a receiver, I just let him, that's his lane, just let him have it, and if it's anything for me in the receiving game, which, Cliff still try to, get me involved in the passing game, I'll be all in for it. I'll be all in for it any way it is to get me more touches, but I also want to see my guy eat too.
Talking to Brian Robinson Jr., who's run for 524 yards, 7 touchdowns this season, did have a touchdown in that Eagles game. Of course, he missed some time, and we've had this debate on the show about what Dan Quinn said yesterday about Jayden Daniels. He said Jayden Daniels is not injured. All right? What's the difference between being injured and hurt from your perspective? Because no matter what the coach says, a lot of fans don't believe him, and they think that Jayden is playing hurt.
I mean, I'm not really sure the conversation he's having with the coaches or training staff. I know for the most part, I think he feels good. I really can't tell you what's really going on with him, if there is anything going on with him. But the coaches and the trainers, they know the truth. And the Coach Quinn told you, gave you an update on his status, then I will believe him. You know what I'm saying? Because,
I do. I actually do believe him, Brian. Here's what he said. And he said it's just like, especially like the last 10 days or so, and because of what they've been dealing with, they were kind of managing Jayden, that the timing was off. He wasn't necessarily getting all the reps that he was getting before, like before practice, after practice. You had the condensed week last week. And it was more of just almost like a reps thing. I buy that, actually. What was your schedule like let's say in the last week or so? Were you guys getting in full practice, full reps?
Yeah, I feel like I get what Coach is saying. We haven't been, kind of pushing the gas how we usually have, would, to just sharpen our skills, week in and week out. It's starting to kind of affect our gameplay when it comes to the weekend. Maybe we're not all the way physically prepared based off of how our week looked, So he just feels like we need to turn the gas on a little more during the week to just make sure that we're prepared, physically prepared for Sunday, and not just letting the weeks go by and not getting our work and sharpening our tools up every week to how we have known to do it so that we can progress every week, and make strides in the right direction every week instead of, going down.
So, Brian, you said you watched some of the game last night. You played the Cowboys a couple times in your career. What do you see in their current defense? Obviously, they still have, even though they're struggling, they're 31st in the league against the run, by the way. They still have a star player like Micah Parsons on that line. What do you see?
I feel like they definitely have some stars, on their D that, they're going to lead them and, try to, definitely take off for them. But I don't really see anything different, just same caliber type of players, just in and out. There's really nothing about them that's going to change the way we do anything. We just got to prepare our best to go play our best ball, regardless of how they show up. Not having the best season divisional game. You know, it's going to be a lot of emotions, and we just got to handle our side of the sticks.
Have you noticed that teams have attacked you differently in the last 3 or 4 weeks?
I haven't really been on the field to kind of feel how teams play us, but based off the film, I do see just some changes in just how teams they feel like they have us figured out, so they try to prepare and run plays that they know can stop us, or they feel like will stop us. Or I see a lot of new stunts, like Philly ran a lot of stunts with their front, you know, to try to disturb the run game, you know. So, but now that I'm back on the field, I will get a better feeling of how teams really, you know, try to attack us and play us.